At Christmas, my billionaire son asked if I got my $8,000 allowance, like I was one of his employees. I swear, I almost choked on my peppermint tea when he said it. My son, who used to borrow $20 from me for gas in college, now sat across from me in his designer suit, checking his gold watch like time was too expensive to waste. Mom, did my assistant send your monthly $8,000? He asked, smiling politely. I wanted to make sure you're comfortable. Comfortable? I nearly raised him on instant noodles and garage sales. Now he talks like he's my landlord. Let me back up a bit. When my husband passed away 15 years ago, it was just me and my boy, Kevin. We didn't have much. I worked double shifts as a nurse, and Kevin swore he'd make it big one day so I'd never have to work again. I believed him. He was smart, driven, and sure enough, he did it. Some tech startup, an app one still don't understand. Within 5 years, he was a billionaire. And yes, he did keep his promise. He retired me. He bought me a nice house, paid off every debt I had, and set up a monthly allowance. But somewhere along the way, my sweet, goofy Kevin turned into someone else. Someone who scheduled hugs between meetings. When he invited me to his mansion for Christmas, I was excited. I pictured us baking cookies, laughing, maybe even watching those cheesy Hallmark movies he used to hate. But instead, I walked into a house so sterile it could have been a hotel lobby. His staff, yes, staff, handed me champagne like I was attending a gala. The first red flag? His assistant greeted me before he did. The second? My son called me ma'am. At dinner, while I tried to tell him about my new knitting club, he scrolled through his phone. When I mentioned how much I missed the days we used to eat burnt cookies together, he nodded absent-mindedly. Then came that question, did you get your $8,000 allowance? Something inside me snapped. I smiled sweetly and said, yes, dear. Though I was wondering, did you get your manners back yet, or are they still in the cloud somewhere? He blinked. His fiancée stifled a laugh. After dinner, I slipped away to the kitchen and found the head chef, a kind man named Luis. We talked, and I learned something interesting. Kevin hadn't even planned the dinner himself. Everything, from the food to the gifts, was arranged by his events manager. So I came up with a little plan. Before I left, I told Luis that next year, Christmas dinner would be at my house. No staff, no suits, no phone calls. Tell him, I said, it's part of his allowance contract. Fast forward 1 year later, my cozy little living room, a fake tree from Walmart, mismatched ornaments from Kevin's childhood. He actually showed up, alone, in jeans, holding 2 grocery bags. He looked awkward at first. The oven burned the turkey, the heater made weird noises, and my cat kept attacking the wrapping paper. But by the end of the night, Kevin was laughing, really laughing. He even helped wash dishes. While drying a plate, he turned to me and said, Mom, I forgot how this felt. I missed this. I smiled. Well, your allowance doesn't cover nostalgia, sweetheart. You have to earn that. We both laughed until tears filled our eyes. Now, every month when that $8,000 shows up, I don't even touch it. I started donating it quietly under his name, to community hospitals, scholarships, single mothers. When he eventually found out, he called me, half angry, half in awe. Mom, why didn't you tell me? Because, dear, I said, some of us still believe money should feel like something. That Christmas, I didn't just remind him where he came from, I reminded myself that I'd already raised my fortune long before he made his. Would you have done the same in my place, or kept the money and stayed quiet? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to know what kind of parent you would be.